Welcome to day 5 of your coding at home lesson. So congratulations, you survived 4 days. And today, the 5th day, is really a day that I want you to show me what you've learned. Today is not really so much a tutorial as kind of an inspiration for a project that I want you to show me. So when you come to our favorite website, scratch.mit.edu, you want to be sure that you're signed in with your account. And once you are signed in, you will use the create button, and we are going to start something with a blank project. So what I would like for you to do today, I would love for you to make a program that tells me a story. So yesterday you kind of borrowed my story and changed it around, but today I want you to start with your own story. So what I would love for you to have is at least 2 characters, at least 2 backdrops, and some speech bubbles and a story that happens. So first of all, you know how much I love the cat. I'm going to throw the cat in the trash. Sorry, cat. But if you want to be super crazy, what you could do is down here in the very bottom where you have an option to choose a sprite, you have an option here for a surprise. So instead of you picking one, it could just hand you a sprite. So I think something that would be really fun is to say, you know what, give me 2 surprise sprites, 1 and 2. Now, oh, that's kind of cool. We got 2 people running. So whatever you end up with, I would like for you to try to tell a story with those sprites. So you've got these 2 sprites. You also want to have some backdrops. So I'm going to go to the same thing with backdrops. Just give me a surprise backdrop and another one. So here's what we've got. I want you to tell me some story about these 2 characters that somehow start, I'm going to throw away the blank backdrop, that start in one place and end up in another, and I don't care which one you start out at. So they're going to talk to each other, then they can move around, something happens, and they teleport. But I think this would be a fun trick to see if you can tell a good story with 2 random characters, 2 random locations. Of course, you are going to use the say block, right? These blocks will help you get your speech bubbles. And don't forget that we need to do some broadcasting like we did in yesterday's video to handle the timing and so that they know when to do certain things. Let me show you one other thing. Sometimes if you want to change the direction that they are pointing, like these guys are pointing away from each other, you can come here. Of course, you can do this with code blocks. Also, you can change what direction they point in, but sometimes you get a sprite where it just looks silly to turn them around because they're standing on their head. So if that's the case and you don't like that, you can always, when you click here, when you're changing their locations, you can say this middle little button here changes how they turn. So this one will say this character can only be facing left or right. So if you don't want them ever to be standing on their head, you can hit this and then turn them around. 2 other tricks I want to show you about the movement is whenever your character is on the screen, they have a specific X and Y position that is where they are, and that's kind of like high school algebra. So if you haven't done X and Y positions yet, don't worry about it. Here's what I'm going to say. If you go put that character where you want them, it will tell you where she is. She's at 83, -2. Even better than that, when you go to the motion blocks here, you can grab the go to block and it already has those spots filled in. So if you said you wanted her to go to a certain spot, go figure out where that spot should be, let her go, and then go grab your go to block. You also have an option to have her glide to wherever she is right now. But the only thing is you can't grab that block until you put her where you want her to go. So if you wanted her to start, I don't know, here, put her there, grab the go-to block. And if you wanted her to fly down to here, go put her there and grab the glide block, and it will automatically have those numbers filled out correctly for you. Sometimes that's a little hard. Also, don't forget that if you want them to turn and face a different direction, that's also in the motion. You're looking for the point in direction block. So you can say point in whatever direction you want them to point in. Let me show you a quick example of your finished product. You're looking to tell a story with these 2 random characters in these 2 random locations, something like this. Okay, so it doesn't have to be a great story, but you need two characters or sprites, you need at least two backdrops, you need some speech bubbles, and to make all that happen, you're going to have some kind of broadcast block behind the scenes to send those secret messages. When you're all done and you have an awesome story that you want to share, I would love to see your work. So the first thing that you want to do is hit the share button in the top middle. Once your project has been shared, now other people can see how amazing your story is. After you have shared your project, then you want to come to this link, which will be in the description of the video down below. This link is a link to my studio where everybody can share their projects, so I can see what everybody has done and you can see what other students have created as well. So you can show off your story. Once you get to this link, you want to go down to the bottom and press Add Projects, and whatever story you've made, you want to select that. This will hopefully be filled with all sorts of projects from people so that you can get some inspiration and show off what you've made. I can't wait to see it.